First contact. The vastness of space had always called to Sarah Chen. As a deep space salvage operator, she had seen her fair share of the cosmos, but nothing could have prepared her for what awaited her on that fateful day. The ping of her ship's sensors jolted her from a fitful sleep, alerting her to a nearby anomaly. Sarah's eyes flicked open, immediately alert. She pushed off from her bunk, floating gracefully through the low-gravity environment of her ship, the Stardust Seeker. Her calloused hands found familiar handholds as she made her way to the cockpit. "Computer, report," she commanded, strapping herself into the pilot's seat. "Unknown object detected at coordinates 227 by 184 by 056. Composition: unknown. Size: approximately 500 meters in length." Sarah's heart raced. In her line of work, unknown usually meant valuable, and at that size, this could be the score of a lifetime. She guided her ship closer, engaging the stealth systems to avoid detection by any automated defenses the derelict might still have active. As the Stardust Seeker drew near, Sarah's breath caught in her throat. The object before her was like nothing she had ever seen. It was not the twisted wreckage of a human vessel, nor was it any known alien design. The ship, if it could be called that, was organic in appearance, with sweeping curves and pulsating bioluminescent patterns rippling across its surface. "What in the seven hells are you?" Sarah muttered, her curiosity overriding her usual caution. She maneuvered her ship closer, searching for an entry point. That's when everything went wrong. A beam of energy lanced out from the alien vessel, bathing the Stardust Seeker in an eerie green light. Sarah's hands flew across her console, attempting to raise shields or engage engines, but nothing responded. She was helpless as her ship was drawn inexorably towards the massive alien craft. "Mayday, Mayday, this is the Stardust Seeker. I've encountered an unknown vessel at..." Sarah's distress call was cut short as her communications system died. The alien ship loomed larger in her view screen, and she could only watch in a mixture of terror and awe as an opening appeared in its side, swallowing her ship whole. Darkness enveloped her, and for a moment, Sarah thought she had lost consciousness. Then, a soft, ambient light filled her cockpit. She unstrapped herself, heart pounding, and made her way to the airlock. Whatever was out there, she wasn't going down without a fight. As the airlock cycled open, Sarah's nostrils flared at the strange, sweet scent that filled the air. It was breathable, at least. She stepped out, her magnetic boots clinking against the metallic floor. The corridor before her was a marvel of bioengineering, with walls that seemed to pulse with life and lights that followed her movements. "Hello," she called out, her voice echoing in the empty passageway. "Is anyone there?" As if in response, a section of the wall rippled and parted, revealing a new pathway. Sarah hesitated, then squared her shoulders. "Well, Chen, you wanted adventure," she muttered to herself, stepping through the opening. The passage led her to a vast chamber that defied belief. The ceiling arched high above, dotted with what looked like living stars. The floor was a tapestry of shifting colors and patterns, responding to her every step. And at the center of it all stood a being that could only be described as magnificent. The alien was tall, easily 7 feet in height, with a slender, graceful form. Its skin shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting between hues of blue and purple. 4 arms extended from its torso, each ending in delicate, 6-fingered hands. But it was the creature's face that captivated Sarah, large, almond-shaped eyes that seemed to hold galaxies within them, and a mouth that curved into what she hoped was a smile. "Welcome, human," the alien spoke, its voice a melodious trill that seemed to bypass Sarah's ears and resonate directly in her mind. "I am Zarathul, Hair Princess of the Luminoth Empire, and you are the answer to my quest." Sarah blinked, trying to process the alien's words. "I'm what?" "Look, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm just a salvage operator. If I've trespassed on your territory, I apologize. I'll leave immediately and… Zarathal's laughter interrupted her, a sound like crystal chimes in the wind. Oh, brave little human, you misunderstand. You cannot leave, for you are precisely what I have been searching for. A chill ran down Sarah's spine. And what exactly is that? The alien princess's eyes sparkled with an emotion Sarah couldn't quite identify. Why, my new pet, of course. Sarah's hand instinctively went to the plasma cutter at her hip. I'm nobody's pet, princess. I suggest you let me go, or things might get ugly. Instead of being intimidated, Zarathal seemed delighted by Sarah's defiance. Oh yes, you will do nicely. So much spirit, so much fire. Tell me, little human, what is your name? Sarah Chen, she replied, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her veins. And I'm not interested in being anyone's pet or plaything. I'm a free woman, and I intend to stay that way. Zarathal glided closer, her movements fluid and hypnotic. Sarah Chen, she repeated, as if savoring the name. You speak of freedom, yet you do not understand the honor being bestowed upon you. To be the companion of the hair princess is a privilege beyond measure. Sarah stood her ground, even as the alien towered over her. Where I come from, forcing someone to be a companion against their will is called kidnapping. It's not an honor, it's a crime. The alien's expression shifted, a flicker of confusion passing across her ethereal features. You speak with such conviction, Sarah Chen. Perhaps there is more to your kind than our studies have shown. Come, you must be weary from your journey. We shall provide you with quarters, and we will speak more once you have rested. Before Sarah could protest, a shimmering field of energy enveloped her. She felt her consciousness slipping away, her last thought a mixture of fear and determination. As darkness claimed her, she vowed that this was far from over. She was Sarah Chen, daughter of Earth, and she would not be anyone's pet, not even an alien princess's. When Sarah awoke, she found herself in a room that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The walls shimmered with a pearlescent glow, and the furniture, if it could be called that, seemed to grow organically from the floor. A large circular opening provided a breathtaking view of unfamiliar stars and swirling nebulae. She sat up, her head spinning slightly. Computer, she called out, forgetting for a moment that she was no longer on her ship. There was no response, of course. She was alone in this alien environment, cut off from everything familiar. A soft chime resonated through the room, and a section of the wall rippled, forming an archway. Two alien beings entered, smaller than Zarathal, with only 2 arms, but bearing the same iridescent skin and otherworldly grace. Greetings, Sarah Chen. One of them spoke, its voice a gentle whisper in her mind. We are here to attend to your needs and prepare you for your audience with the hair princess. Sarah stood, her stance defiant. The only thing I need is to be returned to my ship and allowed to leave. The aliens exchanged a look that Sarah couldn't interpret. That is, not possible at this time, the second one said. Please, allow us to make you comfortable. The hair princess wishes you to be treated with all honor. Realizing that resistance at this point would be futile, Sarah decided to play along. She needed information and cooperation for now, seeing the best way to get it. All right, she said, relaxing her posture slightly. What exactly does making me comfortable entail? The next few hours were a surreal experience. The aliens, who introduced themselves as Loya and Nyx, guided Sarah through a series of chambers, each more wondrous than the last. She was bathed in a pool of liquid light that left her skin tingling and refreshed. Her hair was styled with instruments that seemed to defy gravity, arranging her dark locks into an intricate pattern she could never have achieved on her own. Finally, she was presented with clothing unlike anything she had ever seen. The fabric, if it could be called that, seemed alive, shifting colors and patterns in response to her touch and mood. As Laya helped her don the alien garment, Sarah seized the opportunity to gather information. So tell me about this empire of yours, she said, keeping her tone casual. And why exactly does your princess think she needs a pet? Lai's hands stilled for a moment. The Luminous Empire spans countless star systems, Sarah Chen. We are an ancient race steeped in tradition and protocol. As for the Hair Princess, her desire for a companion is unusual, but it is not our place to question the whims of royalty. Sarah filed this information away, her mind working furiously. There was more going on here than a spoiled princess's desire for an exotic pet, she was sure of it. But before she could press for more details, Nyx announced that it was time for her audience. As they led her through the twisting corridors of what she now realized must be a massive space station or ship, Sarah's mind raced. She was walking into an audience with an alien princess, wearing clothes that seemed to have a mind of their own, in a place that defied her understanding of science. It was like something out of a fever dream. But Sarah Chen hadn't survived years as a deep space salvager by losing her cool in strange situations. She took a deep breath, squared her shoulders, and prepared herself for whatever lay ahead. As the massive doors to the royal audience chamber swung open, she silently vowed that she would find a way out of this situation, and maybe, just maybe, turn it to her advantage. The throne room of the Luminous Empire was a sight that would have left the greatest human architects in awe. The ceiling arched impossibly high, seeming to capture the very essence of deep space within its swirling star-studded expanse. Pillars of what appeared to be living crystal pulsed with inner light, casting ever-changing shadows across the gathered alien courtiers. And there, at the far end of the vast chamber, sat Zarathol. The alien princess reclined on a throne that seemed to be composed of pure energy, contained and shaped by her will alone. As Sarah approached, flanked by Loya and Nyx, she couldn't help but feel a mix of fear and fascination. "Ah, Sarah Chen," Zarathol's voice resonated in her mind, a symphony of alien tones. "You look resplendent. I trust my attendants have treated you well." Sarah stopped at the base of the dais, refusing to bow or show any sign of subservience. "They've been very accommodating," she replied, her voice steady. "But I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm not a pet, Your Highness. I'm a free woman, and I demand to be returned to my ship." A ripple of what might have been laughter passed through the assembled aliens. Zarathol's eyes sparkled with amusement. "Such spirit, you see, my court. Did I not promise you something extraordinary?" She rose from her throne, gliding down the steps until she stood directly before Sarah. This close, the alien's presence was overwhelming, a mix of otherworldly beauty and barely contained power. "Sarah Chen," Zarathol said, her voice softer now, meant for Sarah's ears alone. "You speak of freedom, but you do not understand the gift I offer you. To be my companion is to have the wonders of the universe at your fingertips. Why cling to your tiny ship and your lonely existence when you could have this?" She gestured expansively, encompassing the grandeur of the throne room and, by extension, her entire empire. Sarah stood her ground, even as she felt the weight of countless alien gazes upon her. "Because it's my choice," she said firmly. "Freedom isn't about having everything handed to you. It's about making your own decisions, forging your own path. Even if that path is harder or lonelier, it's mine." For a moment, something flickered in Zarathol's alien eyes, surprise, perhaps, or a grudging respect. But it was quickly replaced by a cool amusement. "You humans and your quaint notions of individual choice," she said, her tone indulgent. "But come, let us not argue. I have a proposal for you, Sarah Chen." She turned to address the court. "My loyal subjects, you know of the trials that face our empire, the encroaching darkness that threatens to extinguish our light. I have brought this human here not merely as a curiosity, but as a potential solution." Sarah's eyes narrowed. There it was, the real reason behind her abduction. But what could one human possibly do to help an advanced alien civilization? Zarathol continued, her voice ringing out across the chamber. "Humans are known for their adaptability, their resourcefulness in the face of adversity. They possess a quality that we, in our long ages of peace and prosperity, have perhaps forgotten. She turned back to Sarah, her gaze intense. I propose a challenge, Sarah Chen. Prove your worth to my empire. Show us its human ingenuity. This, what do you call it? Thinking outside the box. Do this, and you earn not only your freedom, but the eternal gratitude of the Luminoth Empire. Sarah's mind raced. This was unexpected, but it was also an opportunity. And if I refuse? Zarathol's smile was sharp. Then you remain here as my guest, until such time as you reconsider. The choice was clear. Sarah took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. All right, Your Highness, you've got yourself a deal. What exactly is this challenge? The alien princess's eyes glittered with triumph. The details will be revealed in due time. For now, rest. Prepare yourself. Tomorrow, you begin your trial, and perhaps the salvation of an empire. As Sarah was led away from the throne room, her mind whirled with possibilities and dangers. She had no idea what challenge awaited her, but one thing was certain: she would face it head-on, with all the determination and resourcefulness that humanity could muster. The fate of an alien empire might rest on her shoulders, but more importantly, her own freedom hung in the balance. Sarah Chen, deep space salvager turned reluctant champion of humanity, steeled herself for the trials to come. Whatever the Luminoth Empire had in store for her, she would prove that humans were more than mere pets or curiosities. They were a force to be reckoned with, capable of shaping the very stars themselves. The cosmic crucible. Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of her lavish quarters, gazing out at the swirling nebulae and distant stars. The beauty of deep space had always captivated her, but now it felt like a gilded cage. She was a prisoner of the Luminoth Empire, tasked with an unknown challenge that would determine not only her fate, but potentially that of an entire alien civilization. A soft chime announced the arrival of her alien attendants, Laia and Nyx. It is time, Sarah Chen. Laia's melodious voice resonated in her mind. The Hair Princess awaits you in the cosmic crucible. Sarah took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. Let's get this show on the road, then. As they traversed the living corridors of the massive alien structure, Sarah's mind raced with possibilities. What kind of challenge could an advanced alien race possibly need human help with? She was a salvage operator, not a scientist or a diplomat. But then again, perhaps that's exactly why she was chosen. The trio arrived at a massive set of doors that seemed to be made of pure starlight. They parted silently, revealing a chamber that defied description. It was as if a piece of the universe itself had been contained within the room. Swirling galaxies and nascent stars floated around them, and in the center stood Zarathol, the alien princess, her form shimmering with otherworldly energy. Welcome, Sarah Chen, to the cosmic crucible. Zarathol's voice echoed through the chamber. This is where the fate of empires is decided, where the very fabric of reality bends to the will of those worthy enough to shape it. Sarah stepped forward, her eyes wide with wonder and trepidation. All right, Your Highness. I'm here. What's this challenge you've got for me? Zarathol's lips curved into what might have been a smile. With a wave of her hand, a holographic display materialized between them. It showed a massive structure, like a ring encircling a dying star. This is the Nexus, Zarathol explained, an ancient artifact left behind by those we call the Precursors. It has the power to harness the energy of dying stars, to create wormholes that span the breadth of the universe. For eons, it has been the source of our empire's power and prosperity. The image shifted, showing the Nexus flickering, its energy output wavering. But now it fails us. Our greatest minds have been unable to stabilize it, and without its power, our empire will crumble. Billions will die as our worlds lose the energy that sustains them. Sarah frowned, studying the hologram intently. And you think I can fix this? I'm a salvage operator, not a quantum physicist. Zarathol's eyes gleamed. Perhaps that is exactly what we need. a fresh perspective, unburdened by millennia of established theory and practice. You humans have a remarkable ability to see solutions where we see only problems. With another gesture, the princess conjured a small device that hovered before Sarah. It was a bracelet of sorts, adorned with pulsing lights and strange symbols. "This is a neural interface," Zarathul explained. "It will allow you to interact with the cosmic crucible, to shape the very fabric of space-time as you search for a solution. You have 3 solar cycles to stabilize the nexus. Fail, and both you and your world will face the consequences of a collapsing empire." Sarah's heart raced as she realized the magnitude of the task before her. This wasn't just about her freedom anymore. The fate of countless worlds hung in the balance. She reached out, hesitating for just a moment before clasping the neural interface around her wrist. Instantly, her mind exploded with information. The secrets of the universe flooded her consciousness. The dance of quarks, the whisper of dark matter, the song of gravity waves. It was overwhelming, beautiful, and terrifying all at once. "Holy shit," Sarah gasped, staggering under the weight of cosmic knowledge. Zarathul's voice seemed to come from a great distance. "Remember, Sarah Chen, 3 cycles. The fate of an empire rests in your hands." As the alien princess and her attendants left the chamber, Sarah found herself alone in the heart of the cosmic crucible. The universe swirled around her, waiting to be shaped by her will and imagination. With a deep breath, Sarah centered herself. She was Sarah Chen, deep space salvager, daughter of Earth, and now perhaps the savior of an alien empire. She had always prided herself on thinking outside the box, on finding unconventional solutions to impossible problems. Now it was time to put those skills to the ultimate test. "All right, universe," she muttered, flexing her fingers as streams of data and cosmic energy began to flow around her. "Let's dance." Sarah began by studying the nexus in detail, using her newfound cosmic awareness to analyze its structure and function. The device was a marvel of engineering, far beyond anything humanity had ever conceived. It used the gravitational forces of dying stars to create stable wormholes, allowing for instantaneous travel across vast distances of space. But as she delved deeper, Sarah began to see the problem. The nexus wasn't failing, it was evolving. The Luminov had been so focused on maintaining the status quo that they had missed the signs of a system trying to reach a new equilibrium. "It's like a ship in stormy seas," Sarah mused aloud, her words creating ripples in the cosmic energy around her. "You can't fight the waves, you have to ride them." With this realization, Sarah began to experiment. She used the neural interface to manipulate the holographic representation of the nexus, adjusting its parameters, tweaking its energy flow. Each change sent ripples through the simulated universe around her, some causing catastrophic collapses, others bringing momentary stability before faltering. Hours blended into days as Sarah worked tirelessly, fueled by a combination of determination, curiosity, and the ever-present knowledge that failure meant doom for countless worlds. She barely noticed as Lola and Nyx came and went, bringing food and drink that she consumed absently, her mind lost in calculations and cosmic manipulation. As the 3rd solar cycle neared its end, Sarah felt no closer to a solution. She had tried countless variations, each one falling short of true stability. Frustration and fatigue warred within her as the deadline loomed. In a moment of desperation, Sarah did something counterintuitive. Instead of trying to force the nexus back to its original state, she decided to listen to it. She opened her mind fully to the neural interface, allowing the essence of the ancient device to flow through her. And suddenly, she understood. The nexus wasn't meant to be a static thing, unchanging for eternity. It was alive in its own way, growing and adapting to the ever-changing universe around it. The Luminov, in their desire for stability, had been stifling its natural evolution. With this epiphany guiding her, Sarah began to make her final adjustments. She didn't try to fix the nexus. Instead, she gave it the freedom to fix itself. She created pathways for energy to flow in new patterns, allowed for fluctuations that would have previously been seen as errors. As the last moments of the third cycle ticked away, the holographic nexus before her began to pulse with a new rhythm. Energy flowed through it in beautiful, complex patterns, creating wormholes that were more stable and efficient than ever before. Sarah held her breath, watching as the simulation continued to run. 10 seconds, 30, a minute, 5 minutes. The nexus remained stable, its power output actually increasing as it settled into its new configuration. She had done it. As the realization washed over her, Sarah felt her knees go weak. She sank to the floor of the cosmic crucible, tears of relief and exhaustion streaming down her face. The universe continued to swirl around her, but now it seemed to be celebrating, stars twinkling like approving eyes. The doors of the chamber swung open, and Zarathul entered, her eyes wide with wonder. "Sarah Chen," she breathed, her voice filled with awe. "You've done it. You've saved the Nexus, saved our empire." Sarah looked up at the alien princess, a tired smile on her face. "Yeah," she said softly, "I guess I did." As Zarathul helped her to her feet, Sarah felt a shift in the dynamic between them. The look in the princess's eyes was no longer that of an owner gazing at a pet, but of equals sharing a profound moment. "Come," Zarathul said, her voice gentle. "You must rest, and then we have much to discuss about the future, your future and the future of our two peoples." As Sarah allowed herself to be led from the cosmic crucible, her mind was already racing with possibilities. She had saved an alien empire, unlocked secrets of the universe, and proven the worth of humanity on a cosmic scale. Whatever came next, Sarah Chen knew one thing for certain: her adventures among the stars were just beginning. Echoes of the Void. The celebration of Sarah Chen's triumph over the Nexus crisis reverberated throughout the Lunoth Empire. Holographic displays in every corner of their vast territory showcased the human hero, her image becoming a symbol of hope and innovation. But for Sarah, the euphoria of success was quickly overshadowed by a new, more perplexing challenge: quantum anomalies. Sarah furrowed her brow, studying the swirling data projections before her. She stood in the heart of Luminoth, a colossal space station that served as the seat of the Empire's power. Zarathul, now more colleague than captor, nodded gravely. "Yes, ever since you recalibrated the Nexus, we've detected disturbances in the fabric of reality itself." The neural interface, still clasped around Sarah's wrist, pulsed with an eerie rhythm. It had become a part of her, allowing her to perceive the universe in ways she never thought possible. Now it was showing her something terrifying. "It's like echoes," Sarah murmured, her fingers dancing through the holographic display. "Ripples in space-time, bouncing back from somewhere." Zarathul's luminescent eyes widened. "The void between worlds," she whispered, a note of awe and fear in her voice. "A theoretical realm that exists outside our universe. Sarah, I believe your actions have inadvertently opened a door to something beyond our comprehension." As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the station. The holographic displays flickered, showing a massive distortion appearing near the outer fringes of Luminoth space. "By the ancestral light," Zarathul gasped. "It's a void incursion. We've only ever theorized about such events." Sarah watched in horrified fascination as the fabric of space itself seemed to tear, revealing a swirling maelstrom of impossible colors and non-Euclidean geometries. From this cosmic wound, shapes began to emerge, entities that defied description, their very existence an affront to the laws of physics. "We need to close that rift," Sarah said, her mind already racing with possibilities. "And fast, before those things can fully manifest in our reality." Zarathul nodded, her royal composure slipping for a moment to reveal genuine fear. "Our fleet is mobilizing, but conventional weapons may be useless against such entities. Sarah, we need your human ingenuity more than ever." Sarah took a deep breath, centering herself. She had saved an empire once. She could do it again. All right, let's think outside the box. If these things are coming from outside our universe, maybe we can use that against them. She began manipulating the holographic controls, her neural interface allowing her to process vast amounts of data in seconds. The Nexus harnesses the power of dying stars, right? What if we could use that energy to create a sort of reality anchor? Zarathal's eyes lit up with understanding. A cosmic beacon that reinforces the laws of our universe, making it inhospitable for these void entities. Brilliant, Sarah. As they worked feverishly to implement Sarah's plan, reports flooded in from across the empire. The void incursion was spreading, with more rifts opening in populated systems. Strange, impossible phenomena were reported, time flowing backwards, gravity reversing, entire planets phasing in and out of existence. "We're losing too many worlds," Zarathal said, her voice tight with tension. "Sarah, we need to do something drastic." Sarah nodded, her mind racing. "We need to go to the source. Zarathal, can your fastest ship get us to the Nexus?" The alien princess blinked in surprise. "Yes, but Sarah, you want to go there yourself. It's incredibly dangerous." Sarah's eyes gleamed with determination. "Sometimes you need to get your hands dirty to fix a problem. Besides, I have a theory about these void entities. They're not attacking us. They're lost, confused. We opened a door they never expected to find." As they boarded Zarathal's personal vessel, a sleek craft that seemed to bend light around it, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at how far she'd come. From a lone salvager to the potential savior of not just an alien empire, but reality itself. The journey to the Nexus was a blow of faster-than-light travel and tense strategy sessions. When they arrived, the sight took Sarah's breath away. The massive ring structure encircling a dying star was even more impressive in person, its surface crawling with energy patterns that seemed alive. But the beauty was marred by the tiers in space-time that surrounded it, each one a window into the mind-bending realm of the void. "Okay," Sarah said, her voice steady despite the cosmic horror unfolding around them. "Here's the plan. We're going to use the Nexus to create a resonance field tuned to the frequency of our universe. It should act like a cosmic tuning fork, harmonizing reality and gently pushing the void entities back to their own realm." Zarathal looked at her with a mixture of admiration and concern. "And how do you propose we do that?" Sarah held up her wrist, the neural interface glowing brightly. "We plug me in, directly into the Nexus." The alien princess gasped. "Sarah, no. The energy involved, it could destroy you." Sarah smiled, a hint of her old recklessness shining through. "Hey, go big or go home, right? Besides, I'm the only one who can communicate with both the Nexus and these void entities. Trust me, Zarathal, this is our best shot." Before the princess could protest further, Sarah strode towards the Nexus control center. As she approached the ancient machine, tendrils of energy reached out to her as if recognizing a kindred spirit. With a deep breath, Sarah pressed her neural interface against the Nexus's main control panel. Instantly, her consciousness expanded, becoming one with the cosmic machine. She could feel the pulse of dying stars, the whisper of wormholes, and beyond that, the alien thoughts of the void entities. Sarah reached out with her mind, not with fear or aggression, but with understanding and compassion. "You don't belong here," she communicated, not in words, but in concepts and emotions. "Let me help you find your way home." The response was immediate and overwhelming. The void entities, creatures of pure thought and abstract geometry, recoiled from the familiar patterns of our reality. Sarah guided them, using the Nexus's power to create safe passages back to their own realm. As the last of the cosmic invaders retreated, Sarah felt her grip on consciousness slipping. She had done it, saved the Empire and reality itself, but the strain on her human mind and body was too great. Just as darkness was about to claim her, Sarah felt a warm presence envelop her. Zorathol had rushed to her side, using her own alien biology to shield Sarah from the worst of the Nexus's energy. "I've got you," the princess's voice echoed in Sarah's mind. "You've done it, Sarah. You've saved us all." As Sarah drifted into unconsciousness, cradled in the arms of an alien princess she had come to trust and admire, she couldn't help but smile. This was just the beginning of humanity's grand adventure among the stars, and she, Sarah Chen, former salvage operator turned cosmic hero, was leading the way. The universe, with all its wonders and terrors, awaited, and Sarah Chen was ready to face it all, hand in hand with her new alien allies, forging a future brighter than any star in the sky. The Quantum Nexus Paradox. Sarah Chen's eyes fluttered open, her vision swimming with fractal patterns and quantum probabilities. The neural interface hummed against her skin, a constant reminder of her symbiosis with the alien technology. As her senses stabilized, she found herself in a chamber unlike any she'd seen before, a perfect sphere of swirling energy, suspended in what appeared to be the heart of the Nexus itself. "Welcome back, Cosmic Architect," Zorathol's melodious voice echoed through the chamber. The alien princess materialized beside her, her form shimmering with newfound power. "Your actions have rewritten the very fabric of our reality." Sarah sat up, marveling at how her body seemed to phase in and out of solidity. What happened to me? To us?" Zorathol's eyes sparkled with an otherworldly light. "You've transcended, Sarah. In merging with the Nexus to save our universe, you've become something more. A bridge between realities, a quantum superposition of human ingenuity and cosmic power." As if to demonstrate, Sarah held out her hand, watching in awe as it split into multiple versions of itself, each one existing in a different probability state. "Holy quantum entanglement," she breathed. "This is incredible." But their wonder was short-lived. A violent tremor shook the chamber, and holographic alerts flashed into existence around them. "Paradox alert," an AI voice announced. "Temporal incursion detected. The chronovores approach." Zorathol's face paled. "Impossible. The chronovores are just a myth, a Bujiman story told to young Lumineth." Sarah's newly expanded consciousness grasped the situation instantly. "They're time predators, aren't they? Drawn to disruptions in the space-time continuum, and we just caused one hell of a disruption." The princess nodded grimly. "If they reach our reality, they'll devour our timeline, erasing everything we've accomplished, everything we are." Sarah's mind raced, processing information at quantum speeds. "Then we need to set a trap. If they feed on temporal energy, let's give them a feast they can't resist or escape from." Using her newfound abilities, Sarah began manipulating the quantum field around them. Her hands danced through the air, weaving strands of probability and possibility into a complex tapestry of time and space. "I'm creating a temporal sink," she explained, her voice echoing with harmonics from multiple timelines. "A recursion loop that will trap the chronovores in an endless buffet of their own making." Zorathol watched in awe as the space around them warped and twisted, forming a hyperdimensional maze of time fragments and probability nodes. "Sarah, this is beyond anything our scientists have ever conceived. You're rewriting the laws of physics." Sarah grinned, a flash of her old human bravado shining through her transcendent form. "Sometimes you need to break the rules to save the game, princess." As the trap neared completion, the first of the chronovores breached their reality. They were monstrous beings of pure temporal energy, their forms constantly shifting between past, present, and future states. They descended upon the Nexus like a swarm of locusts, their insatiable hunger threatening to unravel the very foundations of the universe. But Sarah was ready. With a final decisive gesture, she activated the temporal sink. The space around the chronovores warped and twisted, drawing them into an ever-shifting labyrinth of time loops and quantum dead ends. The creatures screeched in a sound that existed outside of time itself, their forms contorting as they were caught in Sarah's trap. "It's working." Zarathul exclaimed, her voice filled with hope and admiration. But Sarah's expression remained focused, her brow furrowed in concentration. It's not over yet. The paradox is still unresolved. We need to seal the breach, or more will come. In that moment, Sarah understood what she had to do. With a sad smile, she turned to Zarathul. I have to go in there, into the heart of the temporal sink. My quantum state is the only thing that can stabilize it permanently. Zarathul's eyes widened in horror. But Sarah, you'll be trapped for eternity, lost in the maze of time. Sarah reached out, her hand passing through multiple realities to gently cup Zarathul's face. Not lost, princess. Everywhere and everywhen. I'll be the guardian of time itself, ensuring that the chronivores can never threaten our universe again. Tears of liquid starlight fell from Zarathul's eyes. I've only just found you, Sarah Chen. My human, my champion, my... Your friend, Sarah finished, her smile radiating with the light of 1,000 suns. And I'll always be with you, Zarathul. In every moment, in every possibility. Our connection transcends time and space now. With a final brave nod, Sarah stepped into the temporal sink. Her form shimmered and split, becoming one with the quantum maze she had created. The chronivores howled as they were sealed away, their threat neutralized for all eternity. Zarathul watched as Sarah's consciousness spread throughout the time stream, becoming a sentient safeguard against temporal incursions. In that moment, she knew that the universe would never be the same. As the last echoes of the crisis faded, Zarathul stood tall, her resolve strengthened by Sarah's sacrifice. She would lead her people into a new age of exploration and understanding, guided by the eternal presence of the human who had become their cosmic protector. And somewhere, in the quantum foam between moments, Sarah Chen smiled, her consciousness expanding to embrace the infinite possibilities of time and space. She had found her true calling, not as a pet or a savior, but as the eternal guardian of reality itself. The adventure, she realized, was only just beginning. The multiversal convergence. The cosmos pulsed with newfound energy as Sarah Chen, now the quantum guardian, spread her consciousness across the fabric of spacetime. Her essence, intertwined with the very laws of physics, watched over countless realities and timelines. But even in her transcendent state, she could feel a disturbance rippling through the multiverse, a convergence of impossible proportions. In the heart of the Luinoth Empire, now a beacon of interstellar cooperation, Zarathul stood before a council of diverse alien species. Holographic displays showcased strange phenomena occurring across known space, galaxies merging in impossible ways, stars changing their fundamental properties, and entire planets phasing in and out of existence. The multiversal convergence is upon us, Zarathul announced, her voice echoing with the gravity of the situation. As our dear friend Sarah Chen foresaw, the barriers between realities are collapsing. We stand at the precipice of a new cosmic order. Suddenly, the air shimmered, and a familiar figure materialized. Sarah Chen, or at least a quantum projection of her consciousness. The assembled council gasped in awe. Zarathul, Sarah's voice resonated with harmonics from 1,000 timelines. The situation is more dire than we imagined. The convergence isn't just merging realities, it's creating a singularity cascade. If left unchecked, it will collapse all possible universes into a single point of infinite density. Murmurs of fear rippled through the council chamber. Zarathul stepped forward, her eyes meeting Sarah's multifaceted gaze. What can we do? Surely with your powers as the quantum guardian. Sarah's form flickered, showing glimpses of alternate versions of herself, some human, some alien, some beyond classification. My powers are vast, but even I can't stop this alone. We need to create a cosmic firewall, a barrier that will allow controlled merging of realities without total collapse. But how? An avian counselor chirped anxiously. We don't have the technology or understanding to manipulate reality on that scale. Sarah's smile was both enigmatic and reassuring. You're right, you don't. but I know someone who does. With a gesture, she opened a swirling portal in the center of the chamber. Meet me at these coordinates. And Zarathul, bring the nexus. We're going to need it. As the portal closed, leaving the council in stunned silence, Zarathul's eyes gleamed with determination. You heard our quantum guardian. Prepare the fleet. We have a multiverse to save. The journey to Sarah's coordinates was a mind-bending trek through realities in flux. The Lumina fleet, led by Zarathul's flagship carrying the miniaturized Nexus, navigated through swirling nebulae of pure probability and asteroid fields of crystallized time. Finally, they arrived at their destination, a massive space station floating in a void between universes. Its architecture was unlike anything they had ever seen, seeming to exist in multiple states simultaneously. As they docked, Sarah's quantum projection greeted them. "Welcome to the nexus of all realities," she said, leading them through corridors that shifted and changed with each step. "And here's our ticket to saving the multiverse." They entered a vast chamber, and in its center stood a being that defied description. It appeared humanoid, but its form was composed of swirling galaxies and pulsing quasars. "Meet the architect," Sarah introduced, "the last survivor of the universe that came before ours." The architect's voice boomed not in sound, but in concepts that bloomed directly in their minds. Kiliori Tiangs, C. Aldorian of DAH Young Cosmos. I have eons for this moment. Zarathul stepped forward, her royal bearing undiminished even in the presence of such a cosmic entity. "Great Architect, we seek your aid in preventing the collapse of all realities." Yes, the architect resonated. The colon VRGNCE threatens all of creation, but in crisis lies opportunity. We shall not mere lie preserve, we shall train at CNT. Over the next few moments, or perhaps eons, for time had little meaning here, the architect revealed its plan. Using the Nexus as a focal point, they would create a new form of reality, a quantum multiverse where all possibilities could coexist in harmony. Sarah's projection nodded in understanding. A reality of realities. Brilliant. But the cost would be high. To stabilize the new cosmic structure, it would require an anchor point, a consciousness vast enough to hold the infinite possibilities in balance. All eyes turned to Sarah. I understand," she said, her form flickering with the weight of the decision. "I'll do it. I'll become the linchpin of the new multiverse." Zarathul's eyes welled with tears of stardust. "Sarah, no. We've only just found each other again. I can't lose you to transcendence once more." Sarah's smile was bittersweet. "Oh, Zarathul, you'll never lose me. In the new reality, every possibility exists. There will be a Sarah Chen in every universe, some human, some Luminoff, some things we can't even imagine. And in each one, we'll find each other, always." With a nod to the architect, the plan was set in motion. The Nexus pulsed with power, channeling the energy of 1,000,000,000,000 dying stars. Sarah's consciousness expanded, becoming the framework upon which the new multiverse would be built. Reality itself began to shift and warp. Zarathul and the Lumina fleet found themselves back in their home galaxy, but everything was different, richer, more vibrant. They could feel the pulse of infinite possibilities thrumming through the cosmos. And somewhere, in every layer of the new quantum multiverse, Sarah Chen smiled. She was everywhere and everywhen, the guardian and architect of a reality where every story could be told, every possibility explored. As Zarathul looked up at the star-filled sky, now teeming with the potential of countless universes, she whispered a promise. "I'll find you, Sarah. In every reality, in every life. Our story is far from over." And in the quantum echoes of the newborn multiverse, Sarah's voice whispered back, "I'll be waiting, my princess. Always." The universe, no, the multiverse, pulsed with new life, new adventures, and the eternal promise of infinite possibilities. The quantum saga had only just begun.